Hey, what's going on? I'm Josh Hackett, CEO of EHP Consulting Group, and today I'm going to show you Amazon Prime Day, how to actually make your Prime Day campaign, what are the strategies and regulations, and any extra tips that I have so you can be successful on Prime Day. All right, so the first thing I'm going to show you is actually how to run a Prime Day campaign. You're going to want to log in to Seller Central. This is for 2023. Go to Advertising, and then go to Prime Exclusive Discounts. Once you get here, you're going to see this tab, and you're going to simply click Create Discount. Once you're here, you're going to enter the discount details, and you're going to make sure to check that this is a Prime Day discount, and you're going to want to name what the Prime Day discount is. We're going to go over the regulations right after I show you exactly how to do it. So maybe you can name it Prime Day 2023. You're going to click Save and Add Products. After this, you can upload a file if you have a lot of SKUs, or you can just enter the SKU. So you'll enter the SKU, the amount off, percentage off, or fixed price, the Prime discount, and the minimum price. So right now it's 15%. It has to be 15% your price within the last 30 days. So if you're selling it for $100, then $15 off that would be $85. So it has to be $85 or lower if your sell price within the last 30 days is $100. So you'd put the SKU, and then if you wanted to be safe, just put 15% off. Or you can put anything above 15%, so 16, 17, 18. Anything below will be rejected. And the minimum price. So if you have a minimum price and just want to make sure that it doesn't go below, maybe you're selling it for $100 and you want to make sure it doesn't go below 50, just in case, you can put that in, and Amazon wants you to put that in. And then of course you put the SKU. You click Add, and then you click Submit Products. And then that's it. Next thing we're going to do, go through the Prime Day guidelines. So pretty much if it's a new product with no rating, that's completely okay. Or it has to have at least 3.5 stars or more. If it doesn't have this, it's going to be rejected. So you need to have 3.5 stars, or it's a brand new product and has no rating. The discount must be at least 20% off non-Prime member, 80% off. So pretty much it has to be 15% lower than the reference price. So 15%. I know there's a lot of other percentages, but it pretty much just has to be 15% like I explained. The Prime exclusive discount price must be lower than the lowest price for the ASIN for the past 30 days. So you can't, if it's $100 for the last 30 days, you can't trick Amazon. It has to be 15% lower or more. You can't really do any tricks for this. And then your seller rating is at least a 4 seller rating feedback. So your seller rating must be at least 4. This is easy to achieve. So you're mainly going to be looking at making sure it's 15% off and making sure you have at least 3.5 stars or no rating. My recommendation is just to put in the ASIN, the SKU, and then add it. And then if it's rejected, you can triple check and then contact Amazon. There's also other eligibilities. You can review this, but again, my recommendation, instead of looking through all of the policies, is just to see if yours is eligible and test it out for yourself. Of course, it must be Prime, so you must be able to ship it with Prime. So it's going to be Amazon FBA products or Prime eligible SFP for Prime. And then here are a list of more policies. So once you do that, what you want to do is you want to come back to this Prime tab after 24 hours. A lot of people forget this step. So come back after 24 hours and see if there's any suppressed SKUs that need attention so you can fix them. If they're adult products, Amazon won't allow them. Sometimes if they're not eligible for advertising, so like fat burners, weight loss, sexual products, then you're not going to be eligible for Prime. You can always dispute it with Amazon, and that has worked. So here's an example. Even though I did 20% off, it has to be 15% off the reference price within the last 30 days. So maybe I increased the price and I forgot. So it actually has to be lower than what it has been. than what I have it as. So it needs to be lower, and then kind of just reviewing this and making sure you edit them and then come back to make sure it's not suppressed. Sometimes there are errors in the system. If there are errors, you have to simply go to help and contact Amazon. Send them a screenshot of the error and then explain what's wrong and what it should be and telling them that the discount should work. What we're going to do is go through tips. So usually on Prime Day, there's an increase in your sales by 20% or higher. So you're going to have an increase in sales that day, 20%, sometimes 30% or even higher, depending on the item and depending on the popularity. So you definitely want to assess your inventory. So just make sure you have enough inventory for Prime Day. Right now in 2023, there's no exact date for Prime Day. Amazon usually waits last second. Right now it's most likely going to be July 11th. But make sure you assess your inventory and just have your inventory ready. Make sure your margins can handle it. As you saw, if the product is Prime, you need to give it at least 15%, the lowest reference price within the last 30 days. So just make sure that you can handle that discount. If you're losing money, make sure you can handle it. And of course, ensure you're eligible. So again, my recommendation is just to put in all of your SKUs and go back and see which ones Amazon rejects. If Amazon rejects them, see if you can fix them yourself, or if there's an error in the system, contact Amazon. And then the strategy is PPC. So I recommend doubling or tripling your PPC budget for the day. So actually going into your PPC, and if you're spending $10 a day, make it $20, make it $30 a day, just for Prime Day, or for the day before on Prime Day and the day after. So those 3 days just to test it out. Because on Prime Day, you're going to run out of budget pretty quickly. Number 2 is anything outside of Amazon. So if you have an email list saying, hey, we're going to have this 15%, 20% discount, check it out on Prime Day. Having Facebook ads ready, Prime Day exclusive, Google ads, Prime Day discount for your product. Even influencers, so you can get into their brand story and say, hey, Prime Day discount for this item. Amazon Live is also a good strategy to utilize. And then improving conversion. This is actually strategy number 3, is to improve conversion. But just look at your images. So make sure that your first image stands out. Look at your competitors and look at your first image and just see, is there anything else that you can do to make sure your first image stands out? Because the first image is going to be the most important for conversions, because you're going to have that Prime Day badge and you're going to be competing with other people that have the same thing. So what can you do? Can you add a splash in the background? Can you kind of bend Amazon's rules to get around it? Also A+ content, make sure that looks good. Your secondary hero images and your application images, your description and your title. For those days, you can even add Prime Day in your title or in your description so you can show up more than your competitors do. And then I have a list of the guidelines. We briefly went over the guidelines, but I have a link. You most likely need to be logged into Seller Central to see these links. But here are my tips. These are basic tips, basic things. Just go through. I also have the steps mentioned to actually create your Prime Day deal. And don't forget, after 24 hours, to go back and make sure your Prime Day is suppressed. None of your SKUs are suppressed. You'll be surprised by how many sellers just read the guidelines. They think their SKU is good. They come back and it's not good. So making sure that you're coming back within 24 hours and making sure that there isn't a suppression. And that's pretty much it. Also, I know this video was quick, but it just showed you exactly how to create a Prime Day deal, the strategies and tips on Prime Day, and how to get the most out of Prime Day. I really hope you appreciate it. Please like, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and feel free to comment if you want to make a specific video on Prime Day or anything else, whether it's account suspension, infringement, counterfeits, Amazon listing optimization, PPC, you name it, we'll do it. Thank you so much.